Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles!
Shreddersrevenge.
It's finally here. After a long wait, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shreddersrevenge has finally arrived. I jumped in right away, and these are my thoughts on this new, yet old, Ninja Turtles adventure. As a kid, I grew up close to the Ninja Turtles franchise, like most of us old enough to remember it. While I was more of a Transformers kid, my brother was hardcore into the Turtles, and since he was older, that means we had to play the games together. None more renowned than the amazing Ninja Turtles beat-em-up for arcade and its home ports. So when a spiritual successor was announced, and to be made by the same crew who did the awesome Scott Pilgrim game, I knew I was down to try it. After a bit of a wait, it's finally here, and I can say in this long-winded opening that it's everything it set out to be, and more. The devs here not only pay homage to one of the most excellent games in its genre of its day, but they also created a new and brilliant entry that surpasses it in almost every aspect. From the cool retro-inspired intro, the original voice actors returning to their roles, beautiful animation and sprite work, including some really obscure characters for cameos, and even adding April O'Neil as a playable character, they absolutely nailed this game. The game is a pixel-based feast for the eyes. It does just enough to be really attractive, but doesn't go so crazy to give a sense of pixel overload that some retro-inspired games tend to hit. It's easy to tell each character apart, and it rarely goes so nuts that it becomes difficult to tell what's going on. The animations are pretty great. Each attack has the appropriate feeling of oomph behind it, and the supers are nice and colorful during battle. Enemies are well animated too, with each color foot soldier being unique and interesting, not to mention the other characters like the Dino Men. Bosses are a highlight with their large forms. I love that they really went through the entire franchise to choose characters in this game. A lot of them left me wondering if I really remembered some of these characters or not. The soundtrack is really great too. Featuring music inspired by games, shows, and more, it all comes together in a great OST to smash the Foot Clan to. It'll be a real treat for more dedicated fans to notice all the references in the music, I'm sure. There are even some vocalized tracks to certain stages and boss encounters, much to my surprise and delight. The story in Shreddersrevenge plays out pretty simply, and it doesn't take too long to get through. It quickly becomes a chase across New York City to stop Shredder from rebuilding Kang's body, and it definitely feels like the kind of story that Ninja Turtles always went for back in the day, so it feels right at home. I was a little disappointed to see that it played out in stills with a line of dialogue associated to each one. It didn't feel out of place given its source material, but it was still a little disappointing. In the story mode, there's also character levels, which I found pretty interesting. Each character can level up to 10, and by leveling up, their various stats increase as well as unlocking a new type of super, such as in the air or while rolling. It gives a reason to swap out characters and add some replay value, which I really liked. Other than story mode, there's also arcade mode. Arcade mode gives players a set amount of lives to finish every stage in the game. It's a bit more of a traditional mode with things like character levels being maxed out already, instead of starting at 1. Because the story mode has unlimited continues, it isn't exactly difficult to see the end, whereas arcade mode might actually test your skills a bit. That said, its overall difficulty, even on normal, never felt like it was that high. Perhaps my favorite part of the game is the gameplay. Like Streets of Rage 4 before it, it takes the classic mechanics that most beat-em-up share and brings them into a more modern, satisfying place to play. Every character can combo into their various attacks with a fair amount of ease. It's satisfying and simple. Being able to link so many attacks and skills together made the game a joy to play through, especially in multiplayer. Along with this are a various amount of mechanics that are also placed into it to make the game a fleshed out experience. Rolling, sliding, jumping attacks, and 3 different supers all felt like great combinations of gameplay mechanics. All of this can be done in multiplayer as well, with up to 6 players online or offline. While I didn't get any footage of multiplayer, doing it with 3 friends was really great fun. It brought back memories of childhood and playing beat-em-ups with my brother or various fighting games with my friends. Honestly, that's probably the best part of the game. It brings back the sense of fun that beat-em-ups have. It's simple and fun and extremely well refined. Not only is it a beautiful homage to the TMNT arcade game from way back in the day, but it also wholly surpasses it. It feels like a full-blown sequel rather than being inspired by it. I can 100% recommend this game to anyone who's nostalgic about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or the original arcade game. Its 16 action-packed levels are a joy to play, and with a group of friends, you'll be in for a really fun time. But that'll do it for this review. Will you be scarfing down pizza with Mikey or letting the rats have this one? Let me know down below in the comments, and I hope to see you again next time. Until then, have a great day or evening, stay safe, and stay excellent.